Heard this beat in my dream.
How's it going, guys? My name is Tim. I'm a photographer out here in the Pacific Northwest, and in today's video I'm going to talk about what's in my camera bag and all the gear that's inside and why I chose it. But yeah, let's get started. Alright, let's talk about camera bags first. I have two camera bags and they're both from the same company called Atlas. I'll get into the second backpack in a second, but this one right here is the Atlas Athlete Bag. This is my everyday backpack. I take this with me to hikes, coffee shops. I take it with me to work. If I'm doing any street photography, this is what's on me. Just in general, if I have a backpack, this is what I carry. The Athlete Pack starts at $48.5, which is not cheap, but if you really think about it, camera gear is expensive. Having a backpack to carry all your camera gear is pretty important to me, and I feel like it should be very important to you as well. It's a lot easier to replace a backpack than to replace $1,000 worth of gear, and you are paying for a lifetime warranty, so anything that happens to this backpack, just send it in and they'll take care of it. But yeah, just to highlight some features about this backpack, so it has a belt that comes with it, and if you're anything like me and you go on really long hikes and you have lower back pain, this will solve it immediately. I mean, having the tension not be on your lower back all the time when you're carrying a bunch of camera gear helps support all the weight that you have. I like the zippers on this. The zippers are all loop rings, so it's easier to get into. It's easy to grab. I live out here in Washington, and you know, it rains quite a bit here, and especially if you're going on hikes and whatnot. This backpack comes with a dry pack cover, so you are on a hike and it does rain, you can keep all your gears pretty dry. There's a lot of pockets in here that I actually haven't even utilized, but just knowing that I have pockets to store a bunch of things is really nice. Frame of it is metal, so really compact the backpack. I don't know if you think that's a pro or con, but retains its shape pretty well, especially when you have all your gear in there. You don't want it to be compressed or anything, so having a metal frame is definitely nice. But yeah, I also have their adventure bag, and their adventure bag it's more targeted for backpacking. So if you want to carry your tent, external stuff like a jet boil or your sleeping pads, adventure bag is what you want to carry, and that's what I have. What I really like about it is it's a camera bag first, along with being a backpacking backpack. Trying to pack for two different things is a kind of a difficult task to do, especially trying to fit everything in and have it be comfortable while you're out and about. So having the adventure backpack for those specific occasions is really nice. All right, let's talk about my main camera, which is what's on my tripod right now. That's the Sony a7 III. The Sony a7 III is a 24 megapixel camera. It comes in at about 1.43 pounds. It's got dual card memory slots. Nowadays, a lot of cameras have dual card slots. I actually configured this one for one to be photos, and when I do videos, it uploads to the secondary card. But yeah, it shoots great in low light, shoots great in 4K. I do have an external mic that's attached to that. It's the ECM M1, I believe. I haven't really tested out the audio for that, but it is nice, and it is a better step up from the stock audio that comes with the a7 III. But yeah, there's just so much more about the a7 III and why it's a great camera. I'll let other people on YouTube tell you why an a7 III is a great camera. I mean, you can also do your own research. A quick Google search will tell you why it's a good camera to have. Some things to be aware about this that I've definitely grown out as a creator is that the touchscreen is pretty limited, as well as the axle that it flips on, so it only goes up and down. It doesn't shoot in 4K 10-bit 422, and that's a kind of a sought after nowadays. Is kind of a sought after video codec and format, and so you can definitely get one for around 1,000 to 1,500 right now on Facebook. It's a great entry level full frame camera segment, so if you do want to get into that full frame camera realm, the a7 III, you can get a used one for a pretty good price. Okay, let's talk about lenses. The lens that's actually on this camera and what I'm filming it right now is the Sigma 28 to 70 mil. It's the f2.8. It's a really fast and silent lens. It's really good for its value for what it can do. I got mine for $1,000 on B&H, and also bundled with one of the hard drives I got, which is pretty cool. The image quality is super amazing. I mean, it's super sharp. The bokeh of it is super smooth. The only cons I can think about this is that it's not weather sealed, but I personally have never had any problems with any like grain getting inside of it or water and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, like I've had 3 Sigma lenses in the past and they're a great product. I also have a ND filter on here. It's a 82 mil. It's made by Tiffin. And if you don't know what an ND filter is, think of it as a sunglasses for your camera. There's some rule of thumbs to have while you're out and shooting. And so depending on those settings, it's going to create some harsh lightings and you're going to clip you're going to be overexposed. So having an ND filter will help resolve that. So the next lens that I carry with me that's always in my camera bag is the Sony 70 to 200 mil. It's the f4 version. I mainly use this to get compression shots where the background appears much larger. It's great for wildlife, landscapes, some street photography as well. This lens has in-body stabilization. Fun fact is I actually only bought this lens for one specific occasion, which is to capture king tides out here in Washington. If you don't know what king tide is, they're the highest tide out of the year. They typically appear when there's a new moon or full moon. But yeah, more than you need to know. So next on the list is my drone, and the drone that I have is the DJI Mavic 3 Pro. I wanted a drone that I never have to buy again, and the Mavic 3 Pro has all these specs that I need and then some. For an example, it shoots in 5K 30 frames per second, which I don't think I'll ever need, but I have it. It also has 3 lenses, one of them being in a Hasselblad camera with 20 megapixels. That shoots in D-Log if you're doing any videos. It also has a 70 mil and a 166 mil, and those shoot in D-Log M as well. The 70 mil shoots in, I believe, 48 megapixels, and then the 166 shoots in 12 megapixels. Realistically speaking, the camera drone lens is a better camera than my actual A7 III. So I upgraded from the Mavic Air 2, and some major upgrades that I noticed coming from a Mavic 2. The flight time nearly doubled from 20 something minutes to nearly 45 minutes. Controller is now a built-in screen, which is really nice because before I had to plug in my phone into the camera or into the remote. The 3 lenses is obviously a lot better. The active track is a lot better. There's not really any cons I have about the Mavic 3 Pro besides the price. It comes in at $3,000, but I also got ND filters and batteries with it. Also, the base model comes with 8 gigs of internal storage, which isn't a whole lot. But yeah, speaking of DJI, I also carry with me is the Pocket 2. And the Pocket 2, I mainly use that for POV shots and when I want to do B-roll. It's basically the drone gimbal on the stick. It's stabilized and it shoots in 4K. It actually shoots in 4K Cinelight, which is, it's similar to D-Log, but it's a little more, has a little more contrast to it. But yeah, I mean, if I wanted to do any vlogging, I can. It comes with a wireless microphone transmitter. So I don't use it for photos, but it does come with a 20 mil, I think 1.6 aperture at 64 megapixels. So if you did want to take photos with it, those are pretty good specs. But yeah, so let's talk about tripod. I have the Peak Design aluminum tripod. It's super easy to use, and in fact, it's what the camera is on right now. There's a lot of great things to say about this. I'm sure you're already aware of. A quick Google search would give you probably a better explanation of why this is a really, really good tripod, and a lot of photographers use it. I went with it due to how versatile it is. So the clip that gets used to mount the camera onto the tripod, I can use that for my backpack clip, so I can mount my backpack right here on my shoulder, which is really nice to have when I'm out and about and I need my camera with me at all times instead of having it in my backpack. So I also like the company Peak Design. So Peak Design does also have a lifetime warranty on their products, so if anything happens, just send it in. In fact, I broke one of the legs on the tripod and I sent it in and they gave me a brand new leg, which is really nice. It is fairly expensive though. I bought this tripod for $380 plus tax, and so it came in about $400. But having the warranty, I think, justifies for the price. Some other accessories that I carry in my camera bag. So I have a Samsung SSD hard drive. I believe it's the T7. It's 2 terabytes and I have 2 of those. I also have a 5 terabyte LaCie hard drive and a 1 terabyte LaCie hard drive. I have other stuff that I carry with me in my camera bag as well, such as cleaning gear. So I don't always carry this with me, but I have a MacBook Pro M1 right here. But yeah, that's an overview of what's in my camera bag and all my gear that I bring along with me in my travels. I like to keep everything minimalistic, and I like to have gear that will last and be good enough so I don't need to upgrade them often. Believe me when I say this, gear doesn't really matter as long as you know what you're doing with your gear. However, it is nice and convenient to have certain gears to achieve certain looks and quality, which leads me to my next video. So I'm gonna go over my Forerunner and all the gear that matters in there. But yeah, stay tuned for that one. All right, take care, guys.